In this video you're going to see the power of Character Studio 4's footstep animation system to create pre-visualizations of your shots. To do this we're actually going to use this dock, set, and the character Kate from the game Syberia by Microids. To begin with, regardless whether your motion came from motion capture or was hand-keyed, Character Studio sees it one of two ways, either as footsteps or as keyframes. For this shot we want to visualize Kate walking up the stairs and around the curve of the gazebo here. So to do that, first thing we're going to do is go into footstep mode, and we're going to create multiple footsteps. In this case we've set it up to create 22 different footsteps. We have a parametric stride width, which is based on the size of the character, and then we actually have the control over stride length, stride height, time to the next footstep, all the different things that set up the pace for the actual walk. So we'll say OK. You notice we've got a number of footsteps here now in the viewport, and what we want to do now is activate them. So I'm simply going to hit activate. Once they've been turned on, I can now watch the character walk through those footsteps. Now if you can imagine what it would take to hand key this animation, I would have spent a lot more time doing this. Now that the footsteps have been laid out, I want to make some adjustments to them to adapt her to walk up the stairs and around the curve of the gazebo. So I'm just going to pull over and get a look at all the different footsteps that I've got. Select those, and then zoom in a little closer so I can pull them up onto the surface of the gazebo. So now they're matched to the right level. I could also do this with snapping tools. And then I'm going to pull them a little closer to her so I get a few more footsteps to work with in her range. And now I just need to adjust them to match the actual stairs themselves. So right about there. And we'll grab the one last footstep over here, drop that down as well until it matches to that stair. Now I can spin around and see what my alignment is like. It's a little off, so we'll just pull that foot over. There we go. And now at this point she can walk up the stairs. And just to do the curve, all I have to do is grab a few of these footsteps. Let's grab that one as well. And using the bend command, I can then bend all the steps to a different trajectory. So we'll bend them to about there. And then I'm going to take the rest of the footsteps and bend them around the gazebo. Now that the footstep pattern has been laid out the way I want it, there are a number of other tweaks I can start to make to this shot. For instance, if I want to, I can go in and select any number of footsteps and actually scale the keyframes. So I'm scaling the stride of the character. Good for adjusting how fast a person might be walking. On top of this, I can go in and adjust the overall timing by simply going into our track view. And I'm going to go into the dope sheet mode, and you can actually see the footstep pattern for the character using the left and right foot. Wherever these footsteps overlap each other, that's where both feet are on the ground. This way I can actually go in and adjust each individual footstep on a frame-by-frame basis if I need to, and that'll adapt all the motion that goes along with those footsteps automatically. As you can see, setting up the previs of a shot or an animation is extremely easy in Character Studio 4. I can now plan the camera moves and timing of the shot, as well as get approvals without first committing myself to days of animation that will likely be changed several times for the client. After I get the work approved, I can begin creating the final shot by collapsing the footsteps to keyframes and animating the nuances of the character the traditional way. This powerful feature is not limited to film or broadcast work. This is just as useful for planning cinematics for games or populating an architectural animation with computer-generated people. In fact, in feature film, this tool is often used to visualize shots that will never be effect shots. Character Studio 4 is often used as a more interactive and powerful version of the storyboard.